In the quiet streets of Bedford-Stuyvesant, what seemed like the perfect marriage unraveled into a web of lies, betrayal, and life-altering consequences. Marcus and Janelle Henderson were admired by all. Marcus, a rising star at Goldman Sachs, and Janelle, a dedicated nurse practitioner. Their lives were the picture of success, carefully curated and envied by many. But behind closed doors, their world was about to shatter. Tonight, we uncover the shocking truth behind one couple's descent into chaos, and how their story sparked national debate about HIV disclosure laws and medical ethics. What happens when trust is broken, secrets are revealed, and the stakes involve not just hearts but lives? Welcome to Vic's True Crime Stories. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button now so you don't miss out on more gripping true crime stories. This is just the beginning of a tale that will leave you questioning the boundaries of love, honesty, and justice. Vic's True Crime Stories presents The Perfect Couple. Marcus and Janelle Henderson were the envy of everyone around them. Successful careers, a loving relationship, and a picturesque home in Brooklyn. They had it all. Or so it seemed. Their love story began at a mutual friend's wedding in 2015, where they connected instantly, sharing laughter and dreams for the future. Within a year, they tied the knot in an elegant ceremony at the Brooklyn Botanic Garden, surrounded by friends and family who celebrated their union as one of true partnership and admiration. But fast forward to present day, and the cracks in their seemingly perfect life begin to show. Janelle arrives home late from work, her usual warmth replaced by distant glances and evasive answers. Marcus notices the change but brushes it off, attributing it to stress from her demanding job at New York Presbyterian Brooklyn Methodist Hospital. One evening, as he sits at the dining table reviewing documents from work, Janelle walks through the door, her coat draped over her arm. "You've been working late every night this week," Marcus says, his voice laced with concern. "Is everything okay?" Janelle hesitates, forcing a smile as she hangs up her coat. "It's just busy at the hospital," she replies quickly. "You know how it gets during flu season." Her words are meant to reassure, but there's an edge to her tone that doesn't quite ring true. What Marcus didn't know was that his wife had formed an intimate bond with someone else. Dr. Kimberly Taylor, a brilliant emergency medicine physician who joined the hospital staff earlier that year. Kimberly was charismatic and intelligent, drawing people to her with ease. At first, their connection was purely professional. Janelle admired Kimberly's expertise and found solace in their conversations about the challenges of modern healthcare. But over time, the line between friendship and something more blurred. Kimberly became more than just a colleague. She became Janelle's confidant, someone who understood her struggles and shared her passions. As their relationship deepened, Kimberly's presence in Janelle's life grew increasingly significant. What started as casual meetings after shifts evolved into secretive encounters, hidden away from prying eyes. To Janelle, Kimberly represented an escape from the pressures of her daily routine, a source of excitement and validation she hadn't felt in years. Yet what Janelle didn't realize, and what would later devastate her world, was that Kimberly harbored a secret of her own, one that would have far-reaching consequences for everyone involved. Little did Marcus know, the foundation of their marriage was already beginning to crumble, all while he remained blissfully unaware of the storm brewing beneath the surface. As their relationship intensified, Janelle and Kimberly began meeting in secret hotel rooms scattered throughout the city. These clandestine encounters became a sanctuary for both women, a place where they could escape the pressures of their professional lives and immerse themselves in the intensity of their connection. In these intimate moments, Kimberly's charisma and persuasive nature shone through, creating an illusion of trust and safety that lulled Janelle into a false sense of security. During one such meeting, as they sat together on the edge of the bed in a dimly lit room, Kimberly turned to Janelle with a warm smile. Her voice was soft, almost hypnotic. "I trust you completely, Janelle," she said, her gaze locking onto Janelle's eyes. "We're safe together." To Janelle, Kimberly's words felt like a promise, a reassurance that their bond was unbreakable and free from harm. What Janelle didn't know, however, was that Kimberly harbored a dangerous secret. She had been diagnosed with HIV in 2019 but chose not to disclose her status. To Kimberly, her undetectable viral load justified her silence. In her mind, it minimized the risk of transmission. But the reality was far more complicated and perilous. Despite her medical knowledge, Kimberly occasionally missed doses of her medication during their affair. These lapses, though seemingly minor, likely caused her viral load to fluctuate, increasing the chances of transmitting the virus to others. Yet Kimberly remained silent, choosing instead to prioritize her own desires over the potential consequences for Janelle. Each encounter deepened the web of deception, pulling Janelle further into a relationship built on lies. For months, their affair continued unchecked, fueled by passion and secrecy. But in September 2022, everything changed. A routine medical test revealed something unimaginable. Janelle was HIV positive. The news hit her like a tidal wave, leaving her reeling with shock and disbelief. As the initial waves of panic subsided, Janelle's mind raced back to her encounters with Kimberly, piecing together fragments of memory and conversation. Slowly but surely, the truth dawned on her. The person she trusted most, the person who claimed to love her, had put her life at risk without ever revealing the truth. For Janelle, the diagnosis wasn't just a medical revelation, it was a betrayal that shattered her sense of self and security. How could someone she cared for so deeply, someone who claimed to trust her completely, withhold such a critical piece of information? The weight of the betrayal pressed heavily on her shoulders, compounding the fear and uncertainty of living with HIV. Her once perfect life now felt fragmented, her future clouded by questions about health, relationships, and identity. Every moment spent with Kimberly took on a new layer of meaning, each word and gesture tinged with the bitterness of deception. In the days that followed, Janelle retreated into herself, grappling with a torrent of emotions: anger, sadness, guilt, and shame. She couldn't help but wonder if she had somehow contributed to the situation, or if she should have seen the signs earlier. The answers eluded her, buried beneath layers of denial and manipulation. Meanwhile, the reality of her condition loomed large, forcing her to confront a future she never imagined. Don't forget to share this video with friends who love true crime stories. If you want to see more gripping episodes like this, give us a thumbs up and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. This story is far from over, and we'll explore its shocking consequences next. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the legal and emotional fallout of this harrowing tale. As the weight of Janelle's diagnosis settled in, the inevitable confrontation between her and Marcus arrived. One evening, after weeks of internal turmoil and guilt, Janelle finally gathered the courage to confess everything. The air in their Brooklyn brownstone was thick with tension as she sat across from Marcus, her hands trembling. "I need to tell you something," Janelle began, her voice barely above a whisper. "Something I should have told you months ago." Marcus looked up from his phone, sensing the gravity in her tone. His expression shifted from curiosity to concern as Janelle hesitated, struggling to find the words. Finally, she blurted out the truth: her affair with Kimberly, the HIV diagnosis, and the betrayal that had left her reeling. Marcus froze, his face pale as the implications of her confession sank in. For a moment, there was silence, broken only by the ticking of the clock on the wall. Then, the dam broke. "How could you do this to me? To us?" Marcus shouted, his voice echoing through the room. He stood abruptly, pacing back and forth as anger surged through him. Do you even realize the danger you put me in? Our lives. What were you thinking?" Janelle sobbed uncontrollably, her body shaking with every breath. "I never meant for any of this to happen," she cried, her voice breaking. "I didn't know. I trusted her, Marcus. I thought we were safe. I'm so sorry." But Marcus's pain ran deeper than mere words could mend. The betrayal cut straight to the core of their relationship, unraveling years of trust and love in an instant. His mind raced with questions. How long had this been going on? Why hadn't she told him sooner? And most hauntingly, what did this mean for his own health? As news of the scandal spread, Marcus and Janelle's private tragedy quickly became public fodder. Headlines flashed across screens, sensationalizing every detail of their story. Doctor's affair leaves nurse HIV positive. Marriage ruined by deceptive lover. Reckless behavior sparks national debate. Public opinion turned sharply against both Janelle and Kimberly, painting them as reckless individuals whose actions had far-reaching consequences. The media circus intensified as reporters staked out hospitals, neighbors speculated, and social media buzzed with outrage. Some criticized Janelle for her infidelity, while others condemned Kimberly for withholding her HIV status. Lost in the noise were the nuances of the situation, the complexity of human emotions, the psychological manipulation at play, and the broader systemic issues surrounding HIV stigma and disclosure laws. Amidst the chaos, Detective Lisa Rodriguez launched an investigation into Kimberly's actions. As evidence mounted, it became clear that Kimberly had engaged in similar behavior with other partners, failing to disclose her HIV status each time. Her pattern of reckless endangerment painted a chilling picture of someone who prioritized personal desires over the safety of others. Detective Rodriguez uncovered emails, text messages, and witness testimonies that corroborated Janelle's account. Medical records revealed Kimberly's inconsistent adherence to her medication regimen, further confirming the increased risk of transmission during her affairs. It wasn't just about one person's mistake, it was part of a larger pattern of negligence and exploitation. For Marcus and Janelle, the legal proceedings offered little comfort. Their marriage lay in ruins, their reputations tarnished, and their lives irrevocably changed. Yet amidst the wreckage, they found themselves grappling with difficult truths, not just about each other, but about themselves. How had they let things come to this point? Could they ever rebuild what they had lost? As the case gained national attention, it sparked a broader conversation about HIV disclosure laws, medical ethics, and societal attitudes toward those living with the virus. Advocates called for stricter penalties for intentional or reckless exposure, while critics warned against creating barriers to testing and treatment. The debate raged on, fueled by the high-profile nature of Marcus and Janelle's story. Stay tuned until the end because we'll be sharing exclusive insights into the legal case against Dr. Kimberly Taylor and discussing how this story impacted HIV awareness laws. Don't miss it. Hit that notification bell to get updates when new videos drop. This is just the beginning of a complex journey that will challenge our understanding of trust, justice, and redemption. As the dust settled on their shattered marriage, Marcus and Janelle embarked on separate journeys of healing. Though their relationship had unraveled, they each discovered unexpected strength in the face of adversity. For both, the road ahead was fraught with challenges, but it also offered opportunities for growth, reflection, and transformation. Janelle took a leave of absence from her job at the hospital, stepping away from the pressures of her professional life to focus on her emotional and physical well-being. Therapy became her anchor during this tumultuous period, providing a safe space to process her guilt, shame, and grief. Through counseling, she began to untangle the complex web of emotions that had consumed her since her diagnosis. She realized that while her affair with Kimberly had been a betrayal, she was not solely responsible for the circumstances that led to her HIV diagnosis. This understanding allowed her to slowly release some of the self-blame that had weighed so heavily on her. During this time, Janelle also immersed herself in learning more about HIV, its transmission, treatment, and the societal stigma surrounding it. The more she educated herself, the more determined she became to use her experience as a platform for change. Her journey toward advocacy started small, with conversations at support group meetings where she met others navigating similar challenges. These connections fueled her resolve to speak out and break the silence around HIV. Eventually, Janelle channeled her pain into action, becoming a vocal advocate for HIV awareness. She joined forces with organizations dedicated to reducing stigma and promoting open dialogue about sexual health. Her efforts culminated in an invitation to speak at a national HIV awareness conference. Standing before a packed auditorium, Janelle shared her story with unflinching honesty. "I share my story today not just to raise awareness but to remind everyone that honesty and communication save lives," she declared, her voice steady despite the weight of her words. "If I can turn my pain into something positive, then maybe others will too." Her message resonated deeply with the audience, many of whom approached her afterward to express gratitude for her courage and vulnerability. Meanwhile, Marcus threw himself into his work at Goldman Sachs, using long hours as a way to distance himself from the emotional turmoil of his personal life. But as time passed, he recognized that burying his feelings would not lead to true healing. Instead, he sought meaning in helping others navigate their own struggles. Inspired by his experiences, Marcus launched a mentorship program aimed at empowering young Black men through financial literacy education. He believed that teaching these individuals how to manage money and build wealth could provide them with tools for empowerment and resilience. Marcus also attended support group meetings, finding solace in hearing stories from others who had faced betrayal and trauma. One evening, as he listened intently to a fellow attendee discuss the difficulty of trusting again after being hurt, he felt a profound sense of connection. It dawned on him that while his marriage may have ended, the lessons he learned from it could still shape his future relationships and interactions. This realization marked a turning point in his healing journey. Their paths diverged, but they both emerged stronger, determined to make a difference in the world. Janelle's advocacy work brought her fulfillment and purpose, allowing her to transform her pain into a force for good. Marcus's commitment to mentoring and supporting others gave him a renewed sense of direction and hope. Though their lives had taken vastly different directions, they carried with them the knowledge that even in the darkest moments, there is potential for growth and renewal. Through their individual journeys, Marcus and Janelle demonstrated the power of resilience and the importance of facing one's demons head-on. Their story served as a testament to the fact that while love alone may not be enough to overcome betrayal, the pursuit of truth, understanding, and compassion can pave the way for healing and redemption. In early 2024, Marcus and Janelle met for coffee at a quiet cafe in Brooklyn. The tension that once defined their interactions had softened, replaced by a sense of calm reflection. As they sat across from each other, the weight of their shared past lingered, but so did an unexpected understanding. "We lost our marriage," Marcus said quietly, his voice tinged with nostalgia, "but we found our truth. That's worth something, isn't it?" Janelle nodded slowly, her eyes meeting his with a mix of sorrow and acceptance. "Yeah, it is," she replied softly. Their conversation was brief but meaningful, a testament to the growth they had both experienced since their separation. What began as a story of betrayal and heartbreak evolved into one of resilience and redemption. The lessons they learned were hard-earned but invaluable. Honesty, trust, and open communication are the cornerstones of any relationship, whether romantic or otherwise. The story of Marcus and Janelle Henderson serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of these values. It also sheds light on the urgent need to combat HIV stigma and promote transparency in matters of health and intimacy. Their experiences highlight the complexities of modern relationships and the challenges faced by those navigating personal trauma while striving for healing and purpose. Thanks for watching Vic's True Crime Stories. Be sure to check out our other videos exploring real-life crimes and their impact on society. Click the link in the description to watch our latest episode. And remember, subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss a story. This is just the beginning of many gripping tales waiting to unfold.